Hello. Hi everyone, it is me, your good friend, Carsey. How have you all been? How's this month going? Are you under a foot of snow, as we are, even though it was spring yesterday? There's a lot I want to know. I hope that everyone is cozy. I know it's not snowing everywhere in the world. This was just such a late spring surprise, it seems notable. And also, while people are showing up, I should mention, I'm not at Joe's house, as you might be able to tell. I've done almost every stream from Joe's house because we tricked it out so seriously early in the pandemic for live streaming that I hate to not do it from there because there can be unforeseen technical difficulties. So I'm actually at my own house on my own Wi-Fi, which I think and hope will be good enough. I didn't want to drive to Joe's in this snowpocalypse. So I'm just gonna say up front, if the video gets really bad, it should come back because it's probably an intermittent dip in connection. Oh, the other thing I should say is that we have 4 dogs in the house right now. And one very gracious husband who is helping with the tech of the live stream and also wrangling all 4 dogs. So you might just hear some barks, you know? That's life. That's how life is. Welcome. I'm going to play you some songs. I'm very excited. I hope that you are too. Mama is a disaster, going faster and faster, and all of my heroes turning out to be bastards. Ain't no peace to be found in his company town, 'cause the house will keep winning till we burn the house down. So all my friends in the streets tonight, we go singing. All my friends who are down and out, we're gonna fight. All our friends in the up above, with all our rage and all our love, adding fuel to the fire down in the streets tonight, where they call it a riot, 'cause we ain't keeping quiet. But if you've been listening, we know you don't buy it. And they say we've been stealing, but who's the real villain when we can't even make a living? Now they're making a killing. So all my friends in the streets tonight, we go singing. All my friends who are down and out, we're gonna fight. For all our friends in the up above, with all our rage and all our love, adding fuel to the fire down in the streets tonight. Well, they can lock us up and they can knock us down. We're the ones who run this town. We're gonna shout it out till we make them face. We're the ones who own this place. They can lock us up and they can knock us down. We're the ones who run this town. We're gonna shout it out till we make them face. We're the ones who own this place. So all my friends in the streets tonight, we go singing. All my friends who are down and out, we're gonna fight. All our friends in the up above, with all our rage and all our love, adding fuel to the fire down in the streets tonight. Down in the streets tonight. Down in the streets tonight. Yes. Boom. That is, of course, Down in the Streets, which came out on the Love and Rage album almost a year ago. And I'm just mentioning that because what's about to happen now is I'm going to put out a whole other new album. And that's one of the things I will mention to you and explain on this very stream where you find yourself today. The #1 headline of this stream is that it is Patron Appreciation Month. So Patreon is a website. If you are already on it, you are a patron. And this whole show is going to be about how great you are and how amazing it is that I get some money every month on that website. Woo! It has changed my life dramatically. It's been just over 10 years since I got on that website, or just almost 10 years. And there's like 20 of you that have been patrons the whole time. So, woohoo! So I'm going to talk about some of the people I've met through that site. I'm also going to talk about some of my other fans who have just gone above and beyond the call of fandom. I actually have a whole boot full of fun stories about how cool my fans are. Look out, you might be in there. Next, I'm going to play the song Be Good, and I'm just mentioning that because if you want to share this stream with your friends, this might be a good time to do it, because the song Be Good, it's very non-controversial, I find. It's even about Jesus. It's basically Christian. Jesus Christ was a handsome man. He had nothing to hide. He said, give bread to the hungry, bring the homeless inside. Jesus Christ was a dangerous man. That's the way that he died, saying, be good to the people you love. Love everybody alive. Be good to the people. Be good to the people. Be good to the people you love. Love everybody alive. Dr. King was a preacher. He had God on his side. He said, all God's children are brothers. Don't cast your brother aside. Dr. King was a dangerous man. That's the way that he died, saying, be good to the people you love. Love everybody alive. Be good to the people. Be good to the people. Be good to the people you love. And love everybody alive. There ain't nothing more criminal than kindness. 'Cause there ain't nothing more valuable than blindness. So they'll make anyone a martyr who reminds us everybody got a right to be free. Be good to the people. Be good to the people. Be good to the people you love. Love everybody alive. Love everybody alive. Love everybody alive. Thank you. And thank you, Sean, for singing along. And Sean, it was so nice to see you in real life. Speaking of wonderful patrons who have done wonderful stuff, Sean is an artist and has made a really cool portrait of me that they hung in a gallery in the Portland area, I believe. I can't remember, Portland or Seattle. It's all running together in my mind. But I did get to see Sean last week-ish when we were in the Northwest, which was really great. It was just really great to meet you. Yes. Let me sock it to you. There's a whole bunch of extra perks right now to becoming a patron because I have made an entirely new album. It's called Body of Work. I'm going to tell you a bunch about it. And I'm going to drop it on Patreon way before I drop it anywhere else. So the first half is going to hit Patreon tonight. You can listen to the first half of that album this very night. And also, after this public live stream, we're going to do a patrons only Zoom listening party where we listen to some of the songs from the new album together. Even though it makes me very nervous to do that, I'm doing it because I think it will be fun for you guys. So if you're not a patron yet and you want to become one, boom, you should. Also, I'm going to be sending out gifts to my patrons for the next couple of months as part of Patreon Patron Appreciation Month. It's a long month. It's a long month. It might take till like May or June to get all the gifts out, but my plan is to send gifts to every single patron who wants one. Take that. Let's see. What am I going to play now? I know. As you'll notice, I'm the only one in this room. Normally there would be at least a Joe, maybe also a Pat, sometimes even an extra person. But this one, not just because of the snow, but also just for fun, I'm doing it solo style. And one fun thing about playing all by myself is I don't have to make a set list. So I do have a list of songs, but it's not in order, so I'm just going to kind of play what I feel like playing for you guys, and talk about the new album. And, and tell you some stories about some of my amazing supporters and fans. And also some of the things that Patreon, the website, makes possible. Okay, this is the best possible one because I don't want to throw any shade here, but this is one of my very favorite fans because she's just gone to great lengths to try and express that she likes and appreciates the music. Her name is Yvonne. I haven't seen her in a long time, but she's done some spectacular feats of fandom. One is she once mailed me a package when I still lived in New Orleans, and in it was 3 things: a badger skull, a tiny preserved jellyfish in like an amber necklace, and a Luna moth, like a pinned Luna moth framed, okay? If you know me, you know that all that shit is my favorite shit ever. And in fact, I would show it to you, but I can't because it's all out in my little writing studio, because those are 3 like important talismanic elements that I need to have with me if I'm ever going to work on music. So Yvonne did that. The other thing Yvonne has done a couple times, and I'm just telling this because I think it's an amazing story. Several times Yvonne has come to shows, handed me a wad of cash, and said something like, "Take the boys out for seafood." And I just find that to be such a such a spectacular thing to do. That's kind of what Patreon is, because you're sending me wads of cash all the time. But I also like the theatrics of just being like, here's some cash, take the boys out for seafood. When she did that, I did take the boys out. We got a seafood tower. We also got a dim sum, Sunday dim sum. So that was a big day. Anyway, Yvonne, I don't know if you're out there still, but man, we love you. We talk about you all the time. Let's see. I want to play this newish song, Dealing with the Devil. This is the song that I like to dedicate to Senator Joe Manchin. There are good men in this world, I don't need to be told. I like 'em white and handsome, with hearts of solid gold. But I don't give a half a damn for lying, cheating fools. And you've been dealing with the devil, so now I got to deal with you. And you can take that double talking dirty mouth, take it down my house and drive it south. And you can take that beat up auto-tune guitar, that part's not about Joe Manchin, put it in the backseat of that ugly beat up car. And when you get to Louisiana, I'll have told your mama too. You've been dealing with the devil, now she got to deal with you. Anybody who has seen our show recently knows this is where Joe's spectacular mouth solo happens. I'm not gonna do it though. You can take that double talking dirty mouth, you could take it down my house and drive it south. You could take that beat up auto-tune guitar, told your woman too. You've been dealing with the devil, and now she got to deal with you. This is the part that's for Joe Manchin, so if he's out there, I hope he listens close. There are good men in this world, it ain't all lies and sin, but they don't run for office because they don't ever win. And the devil don't know half the tricks you politicians do. But you've been dealing with the devil, honey, we got to deal with you. You could take that double talking, filibustering, can't pass legislation off. And you could take it out this house and drive it south. And you could take your money grubbing coal machine and put it in the backseat of that big black limousine. And when you get to West Virginia, all I've told them people too, you've been dealing with the devil, and now they got to deal with you. Honey, you've been dealing with the devil, and now they got to deal with you. I said you've been dealing with the devil, and now we got to deal with you. Yeah. That's dealing with the devil. That song was heavily inspired by Roger Miller, and I just want to recommend that you check Roger Miller out if you haven't already. That's where the mouth solo idea came from as well, which I didn't do justice. You're really going to want to see one of our shows in order to appreciate what an excellent and hilarious mouth solo Joe Plowman can do. Excuse me. Yes, so let's see. So yeah, half the album's coming out tonight on Patreon. We're doing the Zoom after party, and I'm sending out gifts. And I also wanted to just mention that Patreon has been an amazing way to receive support. Like, it's changed my whole life, which I'll tell you more about in a moment. But also, a lot of you have been giving to these rent parties that have gone on throughout the pandemic. We were doing monthly live streams for 16 months or 14 months, I can't remember now, 18 months, where the live stream was our only show of the whole month. And so the support that we got from the live stream was really spectacular. So I also just want to mention that we're also going to try and track down some of you who gave to the rent parties, especially those of you who gave to every single one. However, we don't always have a way to contact you. If you gave through Venmo, we don't know how to get a hold of you because they don't give us your email address. So if you know that you were giving to all the rent parties and you want an appreciation gift, even if you're not a patron, you can email me on the website hello@carseyblend.com, and I'll make sure you get on the gift list. Yeah, let's grab something from the boot. Actually, speaking of the boot, a good friend of mine who started out as a fan and now is a friend, I'm happy to say, gave me these shoes. She mailed them to me for my birthday. So that's kind of a gift from a fan right there. She also, the first time I met her, she came to one of my shows with a man on each arm, and she said, "These are for you." And I thought she was joking because I didn't know her that well yet. Okay. Oh, yeah. One of the great things about Patreon, and this is related to what I was just saying, when the pandemic started, I haven't mentioned this very much, when the pandemic first started, my Patreon income doubled. So it went from being a thing I could not survive on every month to a thing that I could survive on every month, right in March of 2020, like magic. It was like, I only had to really panic about losing my livelihood for like 1 week, and then it was like suddenly there was a livelihood again. So that's kind of the magic of Patreon right there. It is a monthly subscription service, so the people who sign up, you give starting at $3 a month. You send me money every month, and that allows me to be like, there's money coming in every month, so I can make a plan according to that. Whereas touring, those of you who know touring musicians or just gigging musicians know that it's very volatile. You can't always rely on the income from touring, because sometimes you don't make what you thought you'd make. Sometimes shows get canceled because of COVID, sometimes because of snow. It's a crazy world out there. So Patreon is one of my it's actually my only source of regular income, so it's almost like having a salary. And that really changed my life. It made a lot of things possible, and many of them are in this shoe. Let's see if we can find one. No, come on, I have some good ones in here. Okay, yeah. So writing retreats, I wanted to talk about. Um, some of you guys know that I really love taking writing retreats, and I've made it part of my regular practice as a songwriter to do at least one a year, ideally 2 or 3 a year. And Patreon is the way that that works. I can take a month off of gigging and go do a writing retreat for a couple weeks. And on one such occasion, in the summer of 2019, before the pandemic, I did a writing retreat where I wrote 4 songs: Party at the End of the World, Shit List, So Long New Orleans, and Can't Wait to Break Your Heart. I went to my friend Aaron McKeown's cabin in the woods and I wrote all 4 of those songs. Let's play some of them. What the heck? It's hard to tell, but here's a story. We're going out in a blaze of glory. It's too late now to fix this mess. So honey, put on that party dress. I've got it on. Oh, there's a party at the end of the world. Let's go to the party at the end of the world. We'll dance with a beautiful girl. It's our last chance. Party at the end of the world. There's a party at the end. We can dance and we can kiss. Toast to all the things we'll miss. Snow in winter, rain in summer. Banging drums and banging drummers. Oh, there's a party at the end of the world. Let's go to the party at the end of the world. We'll dance with a beautiful girl. It's our last chance. Party at the end of the world. There's a party at the end. Oh, there's a party at the end of the world. Let's go to the party at the end of the world. We'll dance with a beautiful girl. It's our last chance. Party at the end of the world. There's a party at the end. Bang a drum and sing around and pass the rum. We're going down. Bang a drum and sing around and pass the rum. We're going down. Bang a drum and sing around, pass the rum. We're going down. Woo! It's been a big couple of weeks for feeling like the world is ending. Gotta say. But glad to have a lot of songs to play on that topic. So there's a whole war happening. Appropriate. There's a whole war happening. I just leave, shut down the stream, go out in the snow and cry. There's a war happening since the last time we talked. I haven't said a lot about it because I started talking about it on Twitter and a lot of people got mad at me. I'm very, very sad and heartbroken for the people of Ukraine. And that we can all agree on. And I also think that the US has participated in a lot of just hideous regime changes over the century, and we've done a lot of what Russia is doing now, which is not to say Putin's awesome. It's just to say try to remember that geopolitics includes a lot of war and imperialism, and be against all of it. Okay, I'm against all the war and all the imperialism, whether Putin's doing it or we're doing it, or Israel's doing it, whether it's happening in Yemen or anywhere else. So I think I bristled a little bit when I saw how much extra attention people were giving to the war in Ukraine versus all of those other wars that have been going on, for some of them for my whole lifetime. And I just want to say again, I stand against all the wars and all the imperialist power grabs and land grabs, including this one. So, having said all that, bummer, right? Ugh, just a hard time, just a hard couple of weeks. So, let's see, what else can I say about it? Let me play a fun song. How about that? Usually I save this one for the end, but I feel like a week like this, maybe it's more appropriate to do near the beginning. Relatedly, I heard a lot of people are asking for the John Prine tribute, and I will do that. I'll do that soon, but not at this exact moment, because I want to play Buck Up first, which is heavily inspired by John Prine. I actually gave him a writing credit because I very much ripped off one of his melodies in this song. When I say ripped off, I say it with great affection, because I find that songwriters rip each other off quite frequently. I did reach out to John Prine when I wrote it with my friend Rick Robertson and say, like, hey, we really like this melody in this song. Do you want a writing credit? We didn't hear back, but we went ahead and gave him one anyway. So, with that. Been lying awake and wondering where it all went wrong. We're running in this human race, but the odds are looking long. So I sat beside my hound dog and I looked into his eyes. I said, what's the use of trying? And to my surprise, he said, buck up, baby, come on, sick 'em. Make 'em laugh if you can't lick 'em. Keep on shining like you know you should. When it gets bad, that's the way to get it good. Name that John Prine song that melody comes from. So I put my shoes on and I walked out in the street. Papers say we're on the way to starting World War III, for real this time. Took the hand of my paper man and said, what we gonna do? And he just started laughing. He said, I got news for you. You better buck up, baby, come on, sick 'em. Make 'em laugh if you can't lick 'em. Keep on shining like you know you should. When it gets bad, that's the way we get it good. That's right, Eric. Another one of my favorite fans. Hello, Eric. La 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 do 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 do. Where you keep on shining like you know you should. Keep on shining, that'll get 'em good. They got the money and they're never gonna get enough. But honey, we got the love. Yeah. And we got friends who come out swinging. We get hit and we go on singing. La la la, you know we should. Keep on shining, that's the way we get it good. We sing, buck up, baby, come on, sick 'em. Make 'em laugh if you can't lick 'em. Keep on shining like you know you should. When it gets bad, that's the way to get on good. We keep on shining, honey, that'll get on good. That made me feel better. Ah, man. It's a bad week when you have a world war and also PMS, I gotta say. If anybody out there is dealing with that. You realize there's women in Ukraine who also have PMS right now? Man, that shit is fucked. Anyway, I've heard that there are some new Patreons. Let's talk about it. Tell me who they are. Michael, Rye, John, and Tina. Welcome. Yay, you have new friends. I will go ahead and play the John Prine. And yes, In Spite of Ourselves is the song that the Buck Up melody came from. And actually, that one is the verse melody. She don't like her eggs all runny. And when I first had the idea for the song Buck Up, the chorus, I got the phrase, Buck up, baby, come on, sick 'em, make 'em laugh if you can't lick 'em. I thought of that phrase, I wrote it down in my book, and it went with that melody so well that for a while that was like the placeholder melody. I was like, it's like In Spite of Ourselves. It'll be like, And then we wrote the song, me and my friend Rick Robertson, and we could not get rid of that melody. We kept trying to rewrite it with a different chorus melody. We kept trying to be like, we can't just use the In Spite of Ourselves melody. And it kept coming back around, and I think it's because it's such a good feeling, sweet little melody. It just was the right one. So I hope that I have done enough to say thank you to John Prine, but just in case I haven't, let me also play this song that I wrote him. John Prine, as I'm sure many of you know, passed away from COVID very early in the pandemic. It was like week 2 or week 3 after COVID hit the US. So we were all just deep in lockdown at that point. We were washing our vegetables from the grocery store. I was at Joe's house, and it really turned like a stressful situation into just a deeply sad situation. It hit me right there. And so I wrote him this song, which is also, of course, heavily inspired by his own music. It includes a lot of references to his work. Feel free to talk about that in the chat too, both where the melodies come from and what all of the John Prine song names are that I drop in the lyrics here, because I tried to fit a lot in. Hey John Prine, thanks for the tunes, they were sweet as peaches, crazy as loons. You were telling us how to be good to each other. Smart ass, smiling, aimless lover, but it's rough down here since we got the news. Might take a miracle to kill these blues. Everybody been crying like a little girl in a wide, big old goofy world. Tonight, heaven is a happier place. They were all sick of singing Amazing Grace. Now it's fish and whistle, lean on me. Everybody singing in harmony. Tonight in heaven it must be nice. They're all eating peaches in paradise. All of them angels lined up in a queue just to go fishing with you. Just to go fishing with you. Hey John Prine, one more thing. You're the one who made us all wanna sing. You made it look so easy, sound so fun. We'll sing a little sweeter now that you're all done. And please tell Petty we've been breaking down since Merlin, Bowie, and Leonard and Prince. You got a pretty good band up there, I guess. We all wish you all the best. And tonight, heaven is a happier place. They were all sick of singing Amazing Grace. Now it's fish and whistle, lean on me. Everybody singing in harmony. Tonight in heaven it must be nice. They're all eating peaches in paradise. All of them angels line up in a queue just to go fishing with you. Just to go fishing with you. Just to go fishing with Jesus and Petty and you. That is fishing with you. Ooh, Rachel Bailey nailing it with the refs. Nice. Ah, I'm so glad. Yep. And the peaches? Yes, that's right. Spanish pipe dream. Very good. This is like a pop quiz. This is like if I were a middle school teacher, this is how my class would be. I'd be like, I'm going to play you a song. You have to tell me all of the other songs that are referenced by this song. Ready? I would not be a good middle school teacher. Anyway, I want to mention that Fishin' With You is one of the songs that I have re-recorded and I'm putting out on the Body of Work record, and it is coming out tonight on Patreon. So if you want to hear the only me fully acoustic version of Fishin' With You that people are always asking for, because the Facebook post was just me, and then I released it on Spotify with a whole band, and everybody was like, no, we just wanted you, which is really sweet. So now I'm also releasing the solo acoustic version. That's what is on the Body of Work record, other than a couple little harmonies from Joe Plowman. I think it came out really nice. It sounds a lot more like the original video than the other Spotify track does. So that version of Fishin' With You will be out tonight on Patreon, only for patrons. If you're not a patron, the Body of Work album is coming out over an entire year. So I'm going to release one track a month for a whole year. So it's not going to be all the way out until 2023. Having said that, patrons will get it within the next month. They'll get half tonight and half on April 8th. And anybody else who wants it will have to buy the CD, like a hard copy, like the old days. You'll have to actually purchase the CD either on Kickstarter or at a live show. So that's how you can get a hold of the Body of Work album. If you're a person who likes to stream things or likes to have the music files and you don't care about the CD, you have to get on Patreon to get it, or you have to wait a whole year till 2023. So Fishin' With You will be out first. Actually, that's the first track we're going to release. Comes out tonight on Patreon. It comes out on April 8th to the rest of the world, which is, by the way, the anniversary of John Prine's passing. Is it 2 years? How long has this goddamn pandemic been? Are we in year 4 or are we entering year 3? I think we're entering year 3. So that'll be the 2-year anniversary of John's passing. Anyway, blah, 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 right? Play me some songs. Let me play another one that is also on the Body of Work record. Actually, maybe I'll play it on this. No, I'll play it on this. On the topic of songs that people often request acoustic versions of, or solo versions of, I should say, because I'm playing an electric guitar. I want to play the song Smoke Alarm. Smoke Alarm came out on the Idiot Heart record, which is now 10 years old. And weirdly, this is my hit. This song kind of took off, and it has lots of plays on the internet stuff. A friend of mine named Chris Ryan has a podcast, and it uses Smoke Alarm as the theme song. And I posted a acoustic version on Patreon like years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, and Chris Ryan was a patron. He took the acoustic version and made it the anthem of the podcast, the theme music for the podcast, which is so cool, and I love it. And also, because of that, every week or two somebody emails me and they said, why can't I have the acoustic version of Smoke Alarm? Well, now you can. It's coming out on Body of Work, and I'm going to play it right now. He said, baby, what's a big deal? Feel what you want to feel. Say what you want to say. You're gonna die one day. For example, I could kiss you just because I want to. And what's the difference if you turn away? I'm gonna die one day. Why do you waste your time? Think about your reputation. Trying to meet an expectation, wondering what they're gonna say. When everyone you've ever known is heading for a headstone, I don't wanna give the end away, but we're gonna die one day. Your body is an animal, it doesn't ask for much. A little music and a soft touch. Why don't you let it out to play? Your heart is in a bird cage, singing in your chest. You wanna shut it up, but give it a rest. You're gonna die one day. Why do we waste our time thinking about an obligation? Trying to meet an expectation, wondering what they're gonna say. heading for a headstone. I don't wanna give it away. We're gonna die one day. We're gonna die one day. We're gonna die one day. So baby, what's a big deal? If you wanna be free, say what you wanna feel. Spend the night with me. I'm gonna take you up in my arms, and if we must go down, we'll go singing to the smoke alarms. We'll dance into the ground. Yes. Smoke Alarm. Coming out tonight on the Body of Work album, and in like 6 months for everybody else, because we're not releasing that one till, I think it was August. Yes, we're going to release it a song a month to the rest of the world, but tonight / next month for all of you patrons. I don't know, it's a lot of perks on that website. Let's take a little patron appreciation break. Get into the, what was it, somebody called it the magic boot of anecdotes. I liked that. Oh yeah, one of the things that was possible because of Patreon was releasing the So Ferocious album. So like I said, I've had a Patreon for like 9 years, and So Ferocious came out in 2016. I did a Kickstarter. Kickstarter paid to record the album, but it didn't pay to release it. I did that with Patreon. So that was cool. Anybody who's been a patron through that album, talk about it. The Holy Shoe. Thank you, the Holy Shoe, Aaron. I love that. Southwester. Okay, so I talked a little about retreats. I love taking songwriting retreats, and I often find them productive. But one of the great things about them is you don't have to be productive. When you go on a creative retreat, your job is to like relax your mind and turn it into like a magic puddle. And so sometimes songs come out of that, and sometimes they don't. I just did a retreat at the end of our West Coast tour. I did it in what's the name? Seaview, Washington, at a place called the Southwester Resort, which is a only vintage trailers resort. They have about 30 little travel trailers from like starting in the 1920s going up through the 80s. These little beautifully renovated little trailers. And they have a arts retreat where you can apply as an artist and they give you half off. So I got to go for fairly cheap. But I only go on retreats because of Patreon, because otherwise I would have to be doing gigs all the time, not just some of the time. Let's see if anything else is in here that's good. Anders and Tina, two of my very favorite patrons. Anders and Tina live in Denmark, and they've had me out a couple times to play house concerts, and they had me and Joe out together some amount of time ago, and I remember that it was November, we were coming up towards the Christmas season, and they made us like the traditional Danish Christmas dinner, which maybe was called flanksteg. Does that make sense though? It was pork. That doesn't sound like the right word. It was like crispy pork and like potatoes with caramel sauce, and it was fucking great. Anyway, thanks Anders and Tina. Let's see. Let's play So Long New Orleans. Because I could do whatever I want, that's why. Here we are. This is another one that I wrote at a Patreon-sponsored writing retreat. That same one at Aaron McKeown's house. I wonder if anyone is listening from New Orleans today. I think there's a storm there too, but it's not snow. New Orleans is crazy. There's nothing she won't do. And if you hang around with her, she'll make you do it too. From the mouth of the Mississippi to the banks of Pontchartrain, black and greasy be thy heart, hallowed be thy name, hallowed be thy name. sweetest thing you've seen. So long, New Orleans. So long, New Orleans. There ain't nowhere better. There ain't nowhere worse. When you think she's blessing you, you're bound to get her curse. She'll feed you at a table. She'll show you to her room. But are you rocking in her cradle or rotting in her tomb? Rotting in her tomb. And ain't she just the sweetest thing you've seen? So long, New Orleans. So long, New Orleans. Whistling takes a lot of concentration, you guys. New Orleans is tragic. There's nothing she won't lose. She ain't taking water, she's giving us the blues. From the mouth of the Mississippi to the banks of Pontchartrain, black and greasy be thy heart, hallowed be thy name, hallowed be thy name. Getting to the end of that song takes a lot of concentration. Okay, I just realized what I need now at this point in the show. I need a Hank break. You guys don't know what that means yet, but you will in a second. Guys, we got a puppy, okay? We have a brand new puppy. His name is Hank. And because we're at home and not at Joe's house, I can introduce you to him right now. If my dear and handsome husband will just bring him in. Guys, this is Hank. Look, Hank. Say hello. That's Hank. That's our Hanky Panky. Thanks for all the help naming him. We had a whole Instagram contest going on. The person who gave the ultimate name. Were you asleep? You were asleep. The person who gave the winning name was actually my friend Tilka. So she wasn't even on the Instagram. She was texting me. I was sending pictures, and she just said, "Seems like a Hank. He's gonna try to go to sleep with his nose in my armpit. That's his favorite thing to do." Chief Hanker. The main good thing about the name Hank is that it really goes well with a lot of nicknames. It's very inspiring. For instance, Benjamin Hanklin. That's been the main one I've been doing. Okay, I should probably give him back because I think he wants to be asleep. Give me 1 second. Wow. Good, you get to see my dress too. This is like the show and tell portion of the of the show. So that's Hank. Benjamin Hanklin, Hanklin Delano Roosevelt. His full name is actually Hankley Hinkle. Yes, thank you. Good. I know what song we should do now. Obviously. Yes, loving the nicknames, keep them coming. You are all correct. Yes, this one's also on the new record. The animal I am inside don't give a damn about my pride. Her smile is a mile wide, 'cause she don't give a damn. The animal who lives in me don't give a shit for dignity. Go ahead and let me be the animal I am. When I try to reason, he just laughs. When she cries, it breaks my heart in half. And in my younger days, I tried to keep it locked away inside. Ain't no use to try and hide the animal I am. The animal is in me, yeah. She got no use for etiquette. Heaven knows if you will get a lion or a lamb. And God forbid you fall for me, though I may treat you tenderly. Hang around and you will see the animal I am. When I try to reason, she just laughs. When she cries, it breaks my heart in half. And in my younger days, I tried to keep her locked away inside, but ain't no use to try and hide the animal I am. Well, she barks all night. She's always starting fights. She's only acting tough. All she needs is love. And in my younger days, I tried to keep her locked away inside. Ain't no use to try and hide the animal I am. It ain't no use to try and hide the animal I am. It ain't no use to try and hide the animal I am. That is actually, oh Mark, I'm so sorry. You missed Hank, but this at the end of the stream, you'll be able to rewatch it from the beginning. So just remember how far we are in, and you can rewind later. That song, The Animal I Am, was actually not inspired by Hank, of course, because it's older now than Hank is by a lot. But it was inspired by my other dog, Ella, who's now 15, going on 16. She an old lady. She's the one who would bark all night, too, and like eat trash and just be like a hellion. Hank is much more well-mannered so far, but he's only 11 weeks, I think, maybe 12 weeks now. So he's young. He's a young man. We don't know much about him yet, except that he's so cute. Okay. I got little Hank pokes. It's making me have little hives. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Let's see. What other songs are there? I know some songs. Ooh, I have a fun thing to talk about. Shows. Aren't shows fun? Did anybody see us on the West Coast just now? We played 8 shows in 8 cities, I believe. And we were in California, we were in Oregon, and we were in Washington. Drop it in the comments if you were there. It was really fun. We had a really wonderful time playing. It wasn't post-COVID, like the shows were vaccinated and mostly masked. But it felt closer to the end of the pandemic than any of the other shows have yet. We started doing shows last summer, and we've been doing them the whole time. There was like one show in June that was outside right after the vaccines and before Delta, where it was like, oh my God, the pandemic's over. In Connecticut, I think. I cried. And then it turned out that it was not. I don't know if you saw that happen. So pandemic drags on. However, I do feel like at least while we were out 2 weeks ago, there was a lightening of moods that was really good to see. It was really sweet. So thanks for coming if you did. I have a couple show announcements to make right now. We just added, yay, thanks Sean, Seattle, of course, so sorry. Portland, hey, Sacramento, Celine, you were one of like 50 people at that show. We probably met. Anyway, great. Uh, I just added a lot of new shows, so I'm gonna try and tell you the newest ones. We just announced a show in Boston, Syracuse, Maine. I think the town is Boothbay Harbor, and Berryville, Virginia, and then also some shows in Kentucky and Illinois. So those are now up on the website, carseyBlanton.com/shows. The other things that just got announced, finally, I'm coming back to Ireland. We just announced a show in Dublin in July at Wayland's, and it has just been listed on the site. You can now get tickets. And I'm playing in London as well. That one's been listed for a couple weeks now. So London and Dublin tickets are available. I'm going to play a couple other UK shows as well, so stay tuned if you are in the UK but not in London. I'm so excited, you guys. I really miss being out of this insane country and in a different insane other country. I'm going to play Harbor. It isn't safe out here, it's perfectly clear. I should have known it was a big mistake. Could have stayed at home, not answered the phone, and never given you my heart to break. But lovers run to ruin, soldiers run to war. Ships are safe in harbor, but it ain't what ships are for. Hearts are made for breaking, you were made for me. So batten down the hatches, honey, we'll sail away to sea. We had a lot to learn, courage to burn. We were the cutest little fools in town. I was an awful mess, but you were the best, and I was trying not to let you down. But lovers run to ruin, soldiers run to war. Ships are safe in harbor, but it ain't what ships are for. Hearts are made for breaking, you were made for me. So batten down the hatches, honey, we'll sail away to sea. It can seem insane, the wind and the rain howling through the dark of the night. But when the stars come out, the darkest of doubt is nothing to the joy of their light. It isn't safe out there, and you get scared, and honey, you got every right to be. But the time is now, so steady the prow and go ahead into the mystery. Lovers run to ruin, soldiers run to war. Ships are safe in harbor, but it ain't what ships are for. Hearts are made for breaking, you were made for me. So batten down the hatches, honey, we'll sail away to sea. I hear we got some more patrons while I was singing that song. Let's hear about it. Ooh, boy. Jessica, Bernadette, and Michael. Bernadette is a great name. I love the name Bernadette. My mom took me to see Bernadette Peters in Annie Get Your Gun on Broadway when I was like 12, I want to say, left a big impression on me. I love musicals, by the way. I've been thinking about that. I don't know that I've talked about that enough. I really love musicals. I will watch any musical live or filmed at any time. We've actually been watching this TV show called Schmigadoon. Has anybody seen this? I don't know if it was an actual musical before it was a TV show, but man, it is a romp. I tell you what, great snow day, great you're depressed about the war day thing to watch. Absolute fluff. There's singing, there's dancing, there's bright colors. Everyone's cute. It's funny. Anyway, check it out. Wow, I guess I've never mentioned this to my husband because he just in the private chat said, I also saw Bernadette Peters and Annie Get Your Gun when I was like 15, which makes sense because John, I think, is 4 years older than me, right? That's crazy. We probably saw the same show at the same time. Little did we know. Yes, Schmigadoon. It's funny, right? It's really funny. Let's do like an up-tempo kind of one. I know what's up-tempo. This has nothing to do with musicals, but it is fun to sing, as are songs from musicals. Let's do So Ferocious, shall we? So Ferocious. Walking through the city feeling so ferocious, I could take anyone. You ain't gonna see me run from you, no way, no way. Everything you said to me was so atrocious, you ought to take it back. If I had a punch to pack, I'd make you pay. You pay. I guess your mama didn't raise you right, and you wanna take it out on me. You're just a bully looking for a fight, and you didn't know that I could be so ferocious, so ferocious. Wake up every morning feeling so malicious, mouth full of sour grapes. When you see a smiling face, it makes you mad, so mad. Everything I ever do is so delicious, I ought to cut a break. When I really contemplate you, I feel sad, so sad. I guess your mama didn't raise you right, and you wanna take it out on me. You're just a bully looking for a fight, and you didn't know that I could be so ferocious, so ferocious. Well, you think you're tough, before long you'll see that ain't no way to live. 'Cause the stuff that makes you strong ain't what you take, it's what you give. I guess your mama didn't raise you right, and you wanna take it out on me. You're just a bully looking for a fight, and you didn't know that I could be so ferocious, so ferocious, so ferocious. I bet that really scared the dogs. Right at the end, I was like, should I do the yell? Because I think dogs are going to freak out. They probably sounded really ferocious in there themselves. Why do we have 4 dogs, you ask? We actually have 3 dogs, and also my brother, he dropped his dog off here so he could go on a fun trip with his lovely girlfriend, partner, Mackenzie. So anyway, we have our 3 dogs, one very old, one very young, and one in the middle. Mochi is now a year and a few months old. This is our second pandemic puppy. We got our first pandemic puppy last January. So we got 2 puppies and a very, very old lady, and then my brother's puppy, Buck, is around Mochi's age. So they run around in circles all day in the backyard, going, rah, 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 rah. Very ferocious. Anywho, yes, it's true, the Body of Work album. Thank you, John, redirecting me. Body of Work is the new record. We're going to be releasing it a song a month starting next month. Unless you're on Patreon, then you get half of it tonight and half of it next month, April 8th. So you'll have the whole thing by the time the rest of the world gets the very first song. Let me play another one that shows up on that album. The way that I recorded it, Joe and I went to El Paso, Texas, to this crazy place called Sonic Ranch with our producer Tyler. And I had 3 days booked in the studio, and I didn't know for sure whether I'd be able to actually record an album. So we thought, hey, we'll take a crack at it. We ended up recording 15 entire songs, and I'm going to release all 15 of them. So that is what the Bodywork album is. It's 15 tracks. Some of them are older songs that I've already released. Some are older songs that were never released. So this is the first time I'm putting them out. And a few of them are brand new songs. Maybe I'll do one of the brand new ones. I have played this one on live streams, but it hasn't come out yet. Till now. It's going to come out in a couple months on the Body of Work album. This is When Somebody's Gone. You wake up in the early morning, pour yourself a cup of something sweet. Then you go out in the yard and see what's growing in the early summer heat. Somewhere a broken record's playing memories like half-forgotten songs. When somebody's gone, you pack up all the books and papers, photographs and stories that you know. Then you stack up all the boxes and you sweep the floor, and then it's time to go. Take all the things they saved and treasured, put them in a pile on the lawn. When somebody's gone, and they say your heart won't always hurt, but they don't say how long. Ain't it strange the body turns to dirt while love goes on and on. When somebody's gone, when somebody's gone, and every day the sun goes down and something comes to serve as a reminder of all the things you could have said and done if you were just a little kinder. It's plain to see that kindness was the only thing that mattered all along. When somebody's gone, say your heart won't always hurt, but they don't say how long. Ain't it strange the body turns to dirt, love goes on and on. when somebody's gone, when somebody's gone. That one is for my grandparents and the rest of my family and your family. A lot of that feeling going around lately, huh? Well, let's see. Ah, sweets. Let me do another one that's on the new record. This is a song, I like the original recording of it as well. It came out on the Buck Up album. But it's one of those songs that I kept coming back to over the years and feeling like I wanted to give it another shot. So, oh, sweetie. I'm so sorry, Laszlo. You got a way about you, baby. I got a hunger for you, man, it's killing me. I'm gonna want you till they lay me in my grave. You can put on your Sunday suit and dance in my parade. I could die in a flood, shedding blood, or a fire, if I don't die of desire, if I don't die of desire. I saw the Mississippi when I was a child. Wanted to jump into that river running wild. My mama told me when she took me in her arms, all of the things we long for come to do us harm. I could die in a flood, shedding blood, or a fire, if I don't die of desire, if I don't die of desire. When they lay me in my grave, they're gonna say that I lived right. They're gonna cry for me all night. They're gonna laugh at my epitaph. You can live like a king, you can sing in the choir. We all die of desire. We all die of desire. Thank you. Okay, come on now. Buck up, babies. Let's go. What do we got that's what do we got that's fun in the hopper here? There's some, I promise. I know it would be fun. I'm gonna play the song Vim and Vigor. But first, I heard there's even more new patrons. Who are they? Oh my god, Aaron. Whoa, flying from Oregon to Georgia to take your sister to my show next month. Goodness gracious, that just makes me feel so good. Thank you, Aaron. It's true, I am playing in Georgia next month. I'm also playing in North Carolina right after that. And then we're just playing all over the frickin' place. I'm glad you brought up shows too, because I forgot to say, so in May, there are 4 shows which are special release shows, where that'll be the first time that we are selling the CD itself. So the Body of Work album will come out in hard copy. We will sell that on Kickstarter, and I will sell that on my shows. But it won't be out on the internet for a whole year unless you're a patron. So in May, there are shows in DC, Philly, New York, and Boston, and those are the official Body of Work release shows. So I'm going to do a little bit more solo and duo than I would normally do in my full band show. And I'm going to play a lot of the songs from the album, and you'll be able to buy it, and I'll sign it for you. It'll be fun. Also, those are at some beautiful venues. I'm playing the freaking Birchmere. Good, Aaron. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm playing the freaking Birchmere in DC, and I have to talk about it because it's boggling my mind that I'm going to headline there. It's a huge place and a really beautiful theater and very historic, and I've been there many times. I went there a lot as a kid to see all kinds of wonderful songwriters, many of my idols, including Patty Griffin. And I've been there as an opener a bunch of times as well. One of my first ever big shows as an opener was at the Birchmere. So anyway, you guys should come to the show at the Birchmere if you're anywhere near DC, or if you're Aaron and you want to just fly there from somewhere else. That's also fine. Welcome new patrons! Robert, Harbert, Gail, and Lucy. I'll see you at the after party. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap this thing up in a few more songs and then take a little break. And then at 5, my time, Eastern time, we're going to have this listening party on Zoom. So if you're a patron, you can find a recent post. It's got the Zoom link to the after party. You could come hang out with me while we listen to some of the tracks from the new album. And then boom, I'll drop it. You'll be able to listen to it at your leisure. All right, what was I saying? Right. I'm going to play Vim and Vigor, just for fun. Just for add a little Vim and a little Vigor to our evening here. Evening? Afternoon. I know I got a dirty mind. It's in the gutter all the time. I don't believe that it's a crime. I consider it a service. This ain't 1954. It ain't a man's world anymore. So what you wanna take me for? Do I make you nervous? I roll up, I've been in bigger, jumping at the bit, got my finger on the trigger, pitching up it, all lipstick and vinegar. Like, baby, you knew me, 'cause a blue streak like a drunken doxy. I don't give a fuck if you find me foxy. I do what I like to, 'cause I got moxie. And you don't scare me. You don't scare me. No. I know I got a lot of nerve. I ought to get what I deserve. Half a dozen men to serve me stands to reason. A couple of them feed me sweets. A couple more to rub my feet. And 1 or 2 between my sheets. If I find it pleasing, I roll up, I'll film and bigger. Jumping at the bit with my finger on the trigger. I'm pitching the bit, all lipstick and vinegar. Like, baby, do you damn me? 'Cause a blue streak like a drunken doxy. Don't give a fuck if you find it foxy. Do what I like to, 'cause I got moxie. And you don't scare me. You don't scare me. Well, I wake up every morning with something to say. I got music to play. Lots of good loving all day. And you wake up every morning just hating on me. to say who it feels better to be. Na na na. I rolled up by them and bigger, chomping at the bed with my finger on the trigger, pitching a fit all lipstick and vinegar. Like, baby, do you damn me? Curse a blue streak like a Dunkin' Doxy. Don't give a fuck if I find it boxy. Do what I like to, 'cause I got moxie. And you don't scare me. No, you don't scare me. You don't scare me. Oh, oh, no. I don't know how many of you caught the very sad dog noises in the middle of that one, but I caught them through my headphones. John texted me, he said, I gotta take Hank outside. And I was like, oh no, because yeah, the other dogs, they don't like being separated in general, dogs, but we can't always take them all out at the same time. It's just too many dogs. You know how it can be. Anyway, that was Vim and Vigor. And what will I play now? I wonder. I'm just gonna take a quick peek at the comments, because usually I don't read them during the show, but right now I might be able to a little bit. Hi Mom, I owe you a phone call. Kazoo time. Good question, kazoo time. Yes, do I have a kazoo? That's what we need to know. I'm right next to my desk, and I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be a hidden kazoo in one of these drawers. And there is, it's right here. Kazoo time! Smart. While we're cussing, we might as well cuss more. This is a song to all internet trolls everywhere. You're free to use it. If you feel that someone is making fun of you online, you can always drop this in the comments. When I'm fat and happy and high on the hog, will you still be moaning like a three-legged dog? Apropos, will you still be lying like a bump on a log when I'm fat and happy and high on the hog? Na, 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 na. When I'm fat and happy and rich as a roo, will you know of anything better to do? Will you still be crying 'cause you haven't a clue why I'm fat and happy and rich as a roo? Well, I heard lately you were talking trash. I guess you wanted somebody to bash. I'd say you better go and drink your gin, 'cause your words may be bitter when you eat them again. When I'm fat and happy and hitting it big, will you still be whining like a suckling pig? Or will you be begging to get on the gig when I'm fat and happy and hitting it big? That's right. That's loud. Trash. I guess you needed somebody to bash. Well, I say you better gotta make amends, 'cause your words may be bitter when you eat them again. When I'm fat and happy and famous as fuck, will you still be honking like a Canada duck? Or will you be crying 'cause you're shit out of luck? When I'm fat and happy and famous as fuck. When I'm fat and happy. When I'm fat and happy. When I'm fat and happy and high on the hog. You're welcome. All right. So, I think I've talked a lot about Patreon today. I just remembered that I should say one more thing, which is that if you are not comfortable making a monthly contribution, which is what Patreon is, totally understand. Perhaps you, like I used to, have volatile income stream. And if that's the case, feel free to also donate in the regular way that we normally do on these things. You can do PayPal, you can do Venmo. Also, of course, good point, John. Say you're already a Patreon subscriber, but you just want to send me a little extra because you're enjoying the show. That's totally fine. Totally fine either way. What else? Oh, I know. I have a couple gifts here that I got from fans recently, and I thought since it's a sort of fan appreciation show, this might be a good time to talk about them. My friend Donald in LA wrote this book, and I haven't talked about it much online because I haven't finished it yet. I'm just a couple chapters in. It's called The Privatization of Everything. Donald is a really, really smart guy, and I read his previous book, and I found it so inspiring. It had a whole part, I can't remember the name of it right now, I'm so sorry. It's something about democracy. He writes about politics, and he's just really has a lot of clarity. And I remember the end chapters were about what artists and writers could do to change the political climate, and I was like, I loved that shit so much. I read it right before I wrote Be Good, and I remember when I was writing Be Good thinking like, hey, this is like that book. It said something about how we have to like reverse the toxic right-wing political culture that says that everyone else is scary and evil and stupid. I don't think people are scary and evil and stupid, Donald, so thanks for reminding me to write about that. Thanks for writing all those books. Somebody in Eugene, Oregon just gave me this jacket, and I love it so much. She was wearing it at the merch table. I'm so sorry, that kazoo was really loud. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the kazoo or the microphone, but yes, it was quite a lot. Anyway, somebody came to the Eugene show and was wearing this jacket, and I saw her, and I was like, ah, the jacket! And she just took it right off and handed it to me. And I could not believe it. Literally took the jacket off her back. Thank you for that. I call it my Lisa Frank jacket, and I've been wearing it a lot. All right, folks. That was you, Aaron? And now you're flying to Georgia? Oh my God. What are the chances? Well, thank you for that jacket. I'm glad that you happened to be here while I was talking about it. I really do love it. I've been wearing it quite a bit. I was wearing it over my show jumpsuit because I always feel silly wearing like a little jumpsuit and then putting on like a regular coat. So it was nice to have like a dressy coat on the rest of that tour. Dressy in a Lisa Frank way. All right. Oh, I know what I want to play. This is another one from the new album, but it's in the category of brand new songs that most people have not heard unless they happen to be on Patreon. I would love to come to Denmark. I actually have family in Denmark. They used to live in Billund, now they live in Aarhus. My big brother and my nephews, my sister-in-law. So yeah, as soon as this goddamn pandemic is over for a second, I will try to go everywhere in the world at the same time. Ooh, how does this song go? Let's find out. I remember when it all went wrong. Bad day and the nights were long. You were looking for the light of dawn. You were right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. There we go. Good Lord, honey, heaven's sake. Are you ever gonna catch a break? Taking everything that you could take, but you're right in the middle of it. When it don't work out, well, you know who to run to. When it all goes south, honey, I'm coming south too. I've been knocking at your front door, 'cause that's what a friend's for. Ooh, 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 when you're right in the middle of it. Ooh, ooh, when you're right in the middle of it. Never one for the easy route. Pretty girl from the dirty south with a big heart and a bigger mouth. You were right in the middle of it. I remember the night could sing me the alphabet, we were right in the middle of it. When it don't work out, well, you know who to run to. When it all goes south, honey, I'm coming south too. I'll be knocking at your front door, 'cause that's what a friend's for. Ooh, when you're right in the middle of it. Ooh, when you're right in the middle of it. Ooh, when you're right in the middle of it. That is called Right in the Middle of It. I know, you're pretty surprised about that. That is the name of that song. That's a brand new one. I wrote it for my friend Eva. And it's a co-write with Joe. That's why it has so many chords. I think it's really fun to sing. It also was very heavily inspired by Susie Boggess. I don't know if anybody is a fan of Susie Boggess, but she was big on country radio when I was a young kid, when I was like 9 through 12, I want to say. She was playing on CMT all the time. I know that because at my babysitter's house we used to watch exclusively CMT, and I remember watching her on there. And then we got to see her in Virginia at this lovely little festival that we got hired to play. Me and the guys played, and then she played like in a thunderstorm with her trio and just blew my mind. And afterward, me and Joe had a little discussion. We were like, we got to write more songs like that. So that was our crack at that. Anyway, that song the demo is on Patreon, and the album version from Body of Work will be out tonight. Carondelet. Do they say Carondelet, though, at her high school? Or do they say it the New Orleans way, Carondelet? I always liked that they just go ahead and they just own it. We're not French. We don't have to pretend to be. All right, well, let's see. I'll do a few more for you here. Beginning with this one. Actually, beginning with this one. This is another one that's on the new record. Terry Wants to Hear Jacket. That's a better one to play now. I'm going to play that, then I'll play the next one that I was going to play. This song mentions masturbation a lot, but also it's really about the Molly Pitcher Travel Plaza on the New Jersey Turnpike, which is currently closed for renovations, but it's one of my favorite travel plazas. NJ Pike, thinking why you gotta be the type of boy I like, why you act so dumb, all the books you read, you got a body like that, but you're living in your head. I make a quick pit stop, picture. I ruined the one line about the Molly Pitcher. Make a quick pit stop at the Molly Pitcher. Say you got a girl, I don't see you with her. Say you want a drink, but I want something stiffer. You say I oughta keep it clean, I ain't a Swiffer. Well, I like your shirt, I like your jacket, I like to think about you when I whack it. Doesn't hurt, ain't nothing to it. Call me when you had enough of thinking, honey, let's do it. Let's do it. I wanna do it to ya. When we met last week in the elevator, said I got a feed a meter, but I'm gonna see you later. In the bar you were chewing on a Swizzle stick. I said you look so good, you're about to make me sick. We tried to take a walk, but it was too much. You only wanna talk, you know I'm gonna wanna touch. Tried to have a chat, but it was too scary. You're just a Democrat, I'm a revolutionary. Well, I like your shirt, I like your jacket, I like to think about you when I whack it. Doesn't hurt, ain't nothing to it. Call me when you had enough of thinking, honey, that is so ironic that jacket was your gateway drug, because then you gave me this amazing jacket. It's like it's come full circle. Beautiful. It's a beautiful story. All right. This is a song that people request a lot, and I hadn't played it. I wasn't playing it for a long time at shows. I don't know why, and now it's kind of come back into fashion for me personally. Back into the fashion of this one person. And also, I did record it for the new album, just because I thought it'd be fun to have a just me solo acoustic version. This is Lovin' Is Easy. I'm in love with you, but it's alright. I fall in love nearly every night, and it fills up my heart till I can't keep it in. So I hope you don't mind if I say it again. I'm in love with you, it's okay. I fall in love nearly every day. I'm in love with the boys in the band down my street, and with every good poet I happen to meet. 'Cause loving is easy, it's taking a breath. I do it all day till the day of my death. I don't wanna own you, you don't have to stay. Just as long as I've known you, I wanted to say I'm in love with you. Is that a sin? Just look at the state that you've got me in. When I think of your hands, of your eyes, of your tongue, I get suddenly foolish and humble and young. Snowmobile. Wait. Snowplow. 'Cause I'm in love with you. Don't be afraid. I fell in love with the love that we made. But it's none of my business if you could love me. You don't have to earn it, I'm giving it free. 'Cause loving is easy, it's taking a breath. I do it all day till the day of my death. I don't wanna own you, you don't have to stay. Just as long as I've known you, I've wanted to say I'm in love with you. Ooh. Lovin' is easy. Well, babes, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna play one more song. That way I can take a potty break and say hi to all the dogs before we do. Thanks, bud. And say hi to all the dogs before we move on to the next thing that's happening here, which, by the way, is the Patreon-only after party, which today is a listening party. I'm gonna keep talking until this snowplow is done. It's really, I mean, there's a lot of snow, but he's done a lot already. The road is clear already. Anyway, hello, Mike and Laura and Catherine. I will see you at the aforementioned after party. I think on the after party on the Zoom, I'm going to play you 3 or 4 of the songs from Body of Work, and then I'm going to give you those songs right after that, and 3 or 4 more. I think it's 8 songs for this first half. And I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to share them with you. There's only like 4 or 5 people that have heard these songs so far. So, pretty exciting stuff. I think I know what would be a good note to end on here. And that is the song All My Love. We were ending all of our shows on the West Coast with this song because I think it's such a nice way to wrap a thing up. Happy to leave you with it. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being patrons. Thank you for being fans. Thank you for all the other crazy shit that you might have done to show that you enjoy my music. I really do appreciate it. As this boot proves, let me just grab a couple more from the boot, because there's one I really want to be able to acknowledge. Am I going to get it, though? This is cheating. This is cheating. No. Come on. Come on. I'm just going to say it. Okay. In a couple months ago, at some point, in like October, I think, we played a show in Lancaster, PA, and this fellow named Gordon brought us a mobile oyster bar, okay? And I just have to tell you about it because it was probably the craziest thing that has ever happened. He emailed me and he just said, "Hey, I'm a fan. Do you like oysters?" And I was like, "I freaking love oysters." And so he pulled up to the show, and at the end of the night, he just said, "Hey, Carsey, I'm Gordon. I emailed you. Come on out, have some oysters." And I thought, sure, this guy brought me a couple of oysters. That's incredibly nice. But no, he had brought me an oyster bar in the back of his van. There were like 6 different kinds of oysters. They were all on ice. There was horseradish and cocktail sauce and lemons, just like in a real oyster bar. All the guys got to come out and eat them except Sean because he's allergic to shellfish. It was a big deal. So I just wanted to say thanks to Gordon. The Troxels have been patrons for a long time, and I used to write letters back and forth with the younger Troxels, and I just got to meet them at a show. So that was really nice. The jacket I already mentioned. Anything else? Anything else? Mostly, 2 watermelons. Okay, I currently have a studio in the backyard called The Watermelon. I also had one in New Orleans. That's where I do most of my writing. And I just wanted to say Patreon is the reason I can afford to have a little writing studio. Because again, I'm not rich. I'm not rich and there's no record label, so it's just you guys. So thank you, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you, patrons, for being patrons. And I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes, right after I play this song. I'll join you on Zoom. And if you are a new patron, you don't know how to get to the Zoom, you just go to Patreon. Once you have subscribed, you hit the orange button to become a patron, and then you can see the latest post. And the latest post that I made earlier today has the Zoom link and the Zoom password. So I'll see you over there. And with that, the sun is going down, so there ain't no way around it now. All our kisses are a sign saying this will be the last time. But if I had 1,000 years of kissing you, it might not be enough. Honey, don't turn out the light. Let me try tonight to give you all my love. Now the moon is coming out, so there isn't any doubt now. With your body touching mine, and your eyes are full of moonshine. If I had 1,000 years to look at you, it might not be enough. Honey, don't turn out the light. Let me try tonight to give you all my love. All my love. All my love, all my love, all my love, all my love. and nobody's keeping score. And you wonder what you fight for. But if we had 1,000 years to love this world, it might not be enough. Honey, don't give up the fight. Shine that little light. Give it all your love. Honey, don't give up the fight. Shine that little light. Give it all your love. Thank you guys. Love you so much. I'll see you in Georgia, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maine, Kentucky, Illinois, London, or Dublin. Or the moon, but probably not that one. Love you guys. Patrons, I'll see you on the Zoom in 13 minutes. Mwah. Bye.